How's it going, everybody? Welcome back again into my single player world. Today is Lighthouse Day, and that is a very, very good day because, of course, the name gives it up. We're building a lighthouse, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because adding color into stuff and actually having it work are two different things, and hopefully I can get them to be one thing, and then we are successful and we never have to worry about building colorful lighthouses again because we've got a design that works and we're good for forever. I don't think that's the way it's actually going to go. I suspect it's going to be a lot more work, and I suspect that if we did make a lighthouse, we would probably not use the design we're going to go for today. I've had a little bit of thinking about this, and by the way, if you haven't checked out the last episode, you might want to check it out because we built this beautiful island, or is it an island? Little land, piece of land, and I've also put the trees in and all that nonsense over there. But that's where we're going to start, our base, and I think we got a good base to start with. There's a lot of detail, and it also will distract a bit from what might, and as I say, the color is kind of scary for me, but it might be a bit of a dangerous decision to put the colors in. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I've thought about the height, and there's a little bit of something here, because with building buildings, odd numbers are amazing, and they do great. And one thing, actually, we got to quickly head on back that way before we go any further. One thing is, we've got the option of 1, 3, or 5 blocks wide in terms of odd numbers. We could go 7, 9, you get the picture, a lot. And in fact, kind of you could get away with an even number if you're doing anything above 4, I guess, maybe. Because 2 by 2 means you can't actually climb up it. So what I'm thinking of, and I know I'm spitting off numbers and there's no real reason why Jansey says these numbers, but I will tell you there is reason, and I will show you exactly why, and it's got to do with proportions, and the reason why the numbers 1, 3, and 5 make more sense than anything else, and in particular number 3 right over here. So let's head up to the top here, and we'll just pick an arbitrary position here. So we are going to go roughly, let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe around there. I don't want to go too much higher than this. I mean, anything too much larger will look silly. So we go down there, and that is 1 block wide. That is 3 blocks wide. And you know what? I'm just going to blow your minds and make it a 5 block wide building. And you may see that there is a little bit of a problem, and I've kind of expected it from this. Let's just go there and go another 2 blocks out on each side so we can see it from a distance. So if we go 1 and 2, and then we go around this way, we go 1 and 2. Come on, that's the 2 that I really want. Don't waste that netherrack, and take a trip out that way. All right. Now it just looks like some sort of altar on the hill. It is going to be a lighthouse eventually. But here we go. This is the problem that I say we've got. So if I want to go that high, we'll maybe go a little bit higher. I actually probably could have gone, I think that was 10. Maybe we go around there, probably 15 or so. But if we build the lighthouse that high, which I think is a good height, anything too tall just it'll look out of proportion. It'll look silly for the area, and considering how wide the ground is. But the problem that I have is if I go 5 blocks wide, it's going to be a very short, stubby looking lighthouse. When you consider that if it's 10 blocks high, which is what I went for there, and the reason why I was doing that was because we were going 5 blocks wide. If it was 10 blocks high, the width is 1/2 the height. And I feel like a lighthouse never has those sorts of proportions, at least in my mind of cartoonish lighthouses. That's what I think of. So going for a 3, so removing one of those blocks, I think makes the perfect height, and I think I've got a solution to how we can get that to work. And that is, of course, where the episode begins, finally. But if you understand my kind of struggle thinking about this, how we're going to build it conceptually, there could be a few little tricky bits and pieces that we could run into in there. And because of them, I think the 3 wide is going to be our big solution. So there, and we've still got this path in the middle where we can go and put a ladder and climb up to the top if we really want to. Just makes a bit more sense. All right, we're also going to be exiting our harbor here, which is kind of cool because we're a boat moving through a boat area, an area built specifically for boats. Just we can't guide ourselves later in the evening, so the sun's going down. We best be back in about another 10 minutes to see our way around, at least for this episode. At the end of this episode, we'll be good. But the reason we're out here is because I need to get a bit of quartz. And the reason for quartz is to do with a problem that we ran into in the last episode. We have got a shortage of bone meal, which means we've got a shortage of white concrete and white concrete powder and all that jazz. But I think I've got a plan for the lighthouse, which might need some quartz stairs. So getting quartz from the beginning will be a good idea. So that's why we're going to go for quartz right now. All the quartz I've got, at least all the quartz I could find, is right there. 47 quartz. We've got a Fortune 3 pickaxe, so we should be good. And I don't think it'll be too difficult to get enough quartz, considering, as we know how wide it is. We should be all right. No more panicking about the width of our lighthouse anymore. Oh, and also a little bit of a thing. This is our spawn island, which used to be a big, huge birch island. And you can see I've solved that tree problem now that we've cleared out our tree building area. This is now a tree harvesting area because I need birch trees. I need to clear these birch trees if I ever want to do anything at spawn. So why not do the whole 2 birds with a 1 stone thing? You know what I mean? Quick little nighttime update. Looks pretty darn sweet at night. I'm very, very happy. Imagine the big old lighthouse right over there. We made it back from the nether in one piece, which is great. Thank you very much for asking. And right around here, bam, got ourselves enough red nether brick for, of course, the red parts of the lighthouse. I've also gone and did something which is super cool. I put quartz in a furnace and I got smooth quartz, which is rather neat. I like that new little thing. It's in fact one of the biggest deterrence from me ever building with quartz was the fact that quartz always had those silly lines in them. Now for the 2 people that love those lines, you can still have your quartz, and for the rest of us, we've got smooth quartz that works a charm for everything. In fact, another thought, we'll just go for this. I'm just going to build it. I'm going to go for it. I've got a sort of idea that I want to do. The top piece I have messed around with, even though looks a lot more precarious than I thought. The top piece, I've had a little bit of a thought about and how I would do it. I've planned a little bit in creative for that, but it depends on how big this goes anyway, in which case it'll be irrelevant to what I've done in creative. So yeah, we'll see what that does. And by the way, when I say creative, I mean a creative world, not in this world in creative. Every time I say it, someone says, I thought this was survival. Yes, it is. It most certainly is. I just refer to creative because I assumed this was survival. So that is what's going on there. So how many rings is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why was that so hard to count? 4 and 5. Like that. And let's check this height. This is what I was thinking it would be. So 5 by 2 is 10. Yep, that looks good. You see, this is where those proportions come in. It's enough about those proportions, but right there, look at that. Good size. I think we could even go a little bit taller than this and get away with it. Let's have a look from out there first, and then we can do it. In fact, can I get lucky and hit a piece of kelp and then not have to go all the way to the bottom of the ocean? That was stupid. I went all the way to the bottom of the ocean. You know, sometimes I take these gambles and they work, and probably the other 90% of the time, they don't. So there we go. How is that looking? Just picture that will have like a little light on it. I think we could go another red and white, and it's almost necessary for, well, actually it isn't necessary, but my design that I came up with is going to have it go up, then we're going to have like a neat little piece that pops off and then the light. And I did that with quartz in creative because I thought it looked a lot nicer than with the red nether brick in a creative world, of course. So let's go up another red, another white, check out the distance, and then we can come in and do this cool little nub. We can call it a nub thing over there. Take number 2 of the lighthouse height. It looks a lot better. It looks a lot taller. That's probably the height I'm actually hoping for right there because bear in mind it's going to go a bit taller. Something which we have to bear in mind as well is there has to be an entrance to it to get up to the light. And I've removed those so we can get up there. But of course, a little piece at the bottom would probably go a long way. I was thinking maybe we could go with these colors and do sort of a, I don't know, staircase. So we go staircase there, maybe a few full blocks. That could look kind of cool. Obviously, it's kind of sad we don't have vertical half slabs, but hey, what more can we ask for, of course? We've got a whole bunch of new cool things. In fact, the coolest new thing I found out, I thought we were going to have to use normal quartz. there are smooth quartz stairs now for the smooth quartz as well. I didn't think that they would go to that extent. That is great. That's amazing. And actually the sun's going down. Is this worthwhile going? Do we go for it? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's see if we can speed build this and see how inaccurate I could be. So we're going to build this little piece that's going to go up here, spread out so that we can get all the way up to the top here. Is this normal quartz, smooth quartz? Yeah, that's right. That's how it is. All right, so something like that. And I think we went out there. I don't think we went too low with these. So we do that, there, and again. Whoa, there we go. Speed build complete. And then we'll also probably, I think, go up there in here, and we're going to run out of these any second now, like that. But that'll give us enough to see whether it works or whether it is horrible, and we should just build something else. Maybe another windmill. There you go. I got the shape right. It was very close. I was just a few blocks off. But right there, that is what it's going to look like. And of course, we'll deal with the bottom a bit later. But the most important part of the lighthouse is, well, actually, there's no house part of it, really, realistically, until we build one. But it's the light part of it right now that we really need to get going on. And I've had a few thoughts because I'm not too sure what we're going to be putting in there. But I've got some idea of how we're going to make the light, at least. So we've got the options of the... Oh, yes, I got this. This is not a big deal, not a big problem. Bam. We've got the options of either a... Can we actually... Hold up a second. Can we put a stair on the back of a... Oh, we can. I remember the days where that was impossible, if I am correct. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm imagining these days. But there was a time, I swear, where that was impossible. You could not put a stair on the back of a stair block. But we've got the options of glowstone, a redstone lamp, so glowstone and redstone lamp, and sea lantern. I think the redstone lamp is most likely going to be the coolest looking, so we can do something here. And actually, that kind of stops us from getting up here and making this functional, but I'm beyond functionality with these things. I am down for this to just be a pretty looking place, and we'll call it that. So this is the plan, and I want to get a bit of yellow in this, so don't think too much about the colors and stuff. Just think of the shape right now. So we do a little bit of something like this, and we'll put on a little roof. And here is take number 2. In fact, I think I need some stairs for this, but I want to do a little bit of a roof like that there and here. Yeah, I think I'll put stairs in here and then fill it all up. But I guess I could just do this for now. Give it a try. I just think it's not going to be pointy enough. And there. Let's go have a look at this. Yeah, that is not quite pointy enough right now. So if we can put the stairs in, that'll definitely make the little like hat thing of the roof work. I think also the redstone lamp is probably going to be the best. I was thinking about the blue from the sea lantern might look a little bit weird. Glowstone probably won't work. I'll give them a try, but if we don't like either of them, I'll just stick with the redstone lamp. I'm pretty sure it's the safest way to go. That there looks very, very good. Look at this as we walk back. Just a little bit of something out that distance, well, that direction over there, really just completes this piece up so well. It's all these little pieces starting to gel together very well. I've got one more thought about this, and it is that the next thing that this really needs quite badly, and I did mention we did the light part. Now we're going to do the house part, and I think we can go for a fairly stock standard house at the bottom and have it kind of built out of the lighthouse. So we could have a little house over there. The lighthouse pops up there. Perfect. I was busy throwing some ideas together for this house piece, and I came up with the idea of using a few blocks from there to try and tie this in together. And of course, it's a bit of a mess because I was really just throwing things at it and seeing what they looked like. And it seemed to be working, so I went ahead, got the blocks that we may need. And we'll see if this does turn out to look something that might resemble that and still a lighthouse at the same time. And I'll explain to you what I've got in terms of idea. So first of all, I think what we'll go for is instead of a house, like a plain house for the lighthouse, we will go on for a kind of little step level. And I don't know what it actually is called, but it's a level where you could step out over here, look around, and then of course you also have got the lighthouse coming out there. So maybe this room at the bottom is really just the entrance. Maybe that's where the I'm assuming machinery that spins the light around back in the day would have been. I don't know. This is really just my imagination as to why this is here, but the real reason for it is it looks good, and that's why I want it. That's the only reason that actually matters. So we'll keep up with that and use that as the excuse for pretty much everything from now on. So expect that, just because I like the way it looks. Dang it, we do not have enough kelp. I keep trying to call it coral. They nothing alike. They both come from the ocean, and that's about it. But kelp, we don't have enough of that. But here, let's put one of those in, one of those in. This will give us a good enough idea as to if it's working. One of them, and again over there. Let's check. Does that sort of work? Looks a little bit messy from the bottom. Yeah, I think we could get that to work, because of course I'm going to have a little piece on the top of that to level it out. It doesn't clash too much. In fact, I think this could make it look very unique and very good. So I'll carry on with it, get it complete, and we'll see what it looks like. And here it is. I want to show you this from, okay, this angle will work. This is what it's looking like right now. Still, come on, why is there stuff in the way? Right there. Look at that. I think that suits it. It's not too much. It's also not too little. I think it's a good in-between bit for the little piece at the bottom there. And I want to go check it out at the very front of it, because I think it does work pretty well, and it looks pretty neat as well to bring in a few different styles from this particular village, which is now overrun by pirates, and of course its own style of being a lighthouse. I think it really does match up quite well with those two. Let me just duck underwater, eat some potato, and then we can jet on by. Perfect. Wonderful. I've always thought about maybe name tagging a dolphin and trapping it in the water, but I don't know how well that will go for me. In fact, you know what my luck would be? I'd update to a snapshot, and just like my maps, the dolphin would be deleted after all the work of me getting one. Here is one problem, by the way. Oops, there's two problems. One problem, and that is that the ladder over here doesn't come all the way to the bottom, and I could potentially actually put something here for sure, but I think it'll just ruin it. I like the window being there, so we'll leave it like that. Back to my excuse. If it is there, it's not functional, it's just to look good. That's going to be the answer to everything. But right here, this is what the top piece is looking like. I really like these little spiky bits. I think they work pretty well. And of course, if we step back, you can see it from a broader picture like that. I think it works pretty well. I'm very, very happy with the way this lighthouse has turned out. And of course, just in general, this whole piece of area right here, I want to show you this as well. Before we go, I've got one more piece to show you, and that is right over here. That little piece there, picture back when that was just an ugly, disgusting little piece. I think those were the words I used of land like that, and what that is right now, and what that'll eventually be, being this. Look at that. That's a massive transformation in just 2 episodes. Now picture another few more episodes and eventually a world tour, or 2, 3 world tours, and more land being done like this, and we touch piece by piece by piece. It all works together, works really, really well. I'm looking very forward to that, and I hope you guys are as well. For today though, I think we can definitely say we've completed the job, and we've completed it very, very well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.